y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
What's up, everybody? It's a new Monday. We almost in a new month too. Man, this is almost the 5th month of the year. We rolling. And I mean, we rolling. Y'all, I got everybody here and they are ready to roll. Sister, good evening. My brother and my brother. Yeah.
What's happening?
Everybody in the house, man. Shoot. I think some feel a little bit better than others, but it's okay. I'm gonna go get me some this evening too. Shoot.
Must be nice.
Well,
but
shoot,
everybody ain't able.
Everybody better let them know. Everybody ain't able. Yes, sir. Now listen, y'all. I am excited to be here. Everybody doing good? I think
all
so.
Right.
Yeah, we all made
Monday.
it home, and man, they said it was 139 tornadoes that hit.
Oh wow. I know Oklahoma got hit the worst from what I was seeing. Oklahoma got hit bad.
I can't even fathom 139 tornadoes hitting in 2 days. I can't even process that in my brain. So I don't know. But listen, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And listen, if we say something y'all like, the Cash App is at the bottom. Talking point tip jars. Y'all know how we do. So listen, I told y'all Freddie Haynes, we gotta do some follow-ups. I knew there was something fishy up there in Denmark. So apparently, the reason why Freddie stepped down, this is from Roland Martin's point of view, and he's the black voice pretty much in radio or TV, I guess, whatever you want to call it now. But he had something to say about it. He said that Jesse didn't want to give up the reins. And the family and whoever was getting Freddie was gonna bring his own people in and do his own thing, and they said, well, no, we ain't ready for all that. What you mean? Y'all did the whole commencement and all that kind of stuff. But it really speaks to, and again, it's Reverend Jesse Jackson. So that black church thing, that it just all speaks to folks just don't know how to. Again, you can't mix business and church. They just see Reverend Jackson don't know how to do business. He know how to do church. And so he thought he was gonna have him a good old boy just come in there and just make sure Reverend keep getting his check, and and Freddie was gonna be the face, but Freddie ain't gonna run it the way y'all want to run it. So Roland was a little upset about it, and rightfully so. So and his question was, well, why don't the kids take it?
Right.
This boy got. Yeah, he got 3 or 4 kids. So I mean, Kenny, what you think about all that now?
I know. I don't know Freddie Haynes personally, but I've covered him when I was working in media in Dallas, and I know he's a no nonsense type brother. You gotta, you gotta have your I's dotted and your T's crossed before he's gonna commit to something like that. And I don't blame him for not committing to that, because we all know this Rainbow Coalition thing with Jesse Jackson has been It's been going on since what, mid to late 70s, from what I remember, and
Yeah.
that's a family affair. So when you try to come in and bring some new blood, that's always been really a family affair, and you got your own ideas, want to bring your own people, that's going to be pushed back. And then a lot of times when we try to do business with one another, we always want to half-ass our stuff with each other. But if Freddie Haynes would have been a white man, believe me, they would have been all their P's and Q's. So I don't blame Reverend Haynes for like, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. I'll let y'all keep it.
Yeah, I mean, sister, in light of all of that, I mean, you understand why? And again, the rainbow ain't been the rainbow for a minute. I mean, what, Jesse got Parkinson or something?
He got dementia, I think.
Okay, yeah. Dementia. Go ahead, sister.
I think Freddie Haynes is a big enough name and has a big enough following to not just to have to be the face of something, but be groomed and made to whatever somebody else wants him to be. You know, I think he can do what he wants and make it without them. So if you're gonna give it to me, it's mine. Well, don't give it to me. I would be the same way. If I don't need you, why would I tolerate that foolishness?
Exactly.
I know that's right, brother. You ready down there?
Oh, definitely.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Well, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because the moment you mention church and business, you've lost me right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a firm believer that church shouldn't be a business. You know, I subscribe to the theory of the scriptures where you receive free, you should give free. The moment they turned it into a business, you've already lost me. So I have very little respect for all of them jackleg sons of bitches.
Y'all, he's feeling real good today, so y'all be careful.
Hit
a
record. 6.5 minutes for Black to go ahead and do Black.
Please. Well, again, you know, as my sister said, you know, Reverend Jesse Jr. and his daughter and the other son, y'all listen, if y'all gonna give it to Freddie, my boy got some.
Just give it to him.
Let's give it to him then, man. Come on. You gonna let him run it and let him run it. Thank you, young man. Yeah, spoken like a true young man. That's a preacher right there. Yeah. So I think I had one more too on this follow-up to talk about. Yes. That's the turkey leg hut. Them old hustling suckers. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you something. That's an old play that they ran on that playbook. You ain't now listen, y'all been up for at least 2-3 years, and all of a sudden now y'all whole spot done caught on fire. I know y'all got that debt on y'all, but man, I mean, can we just think of something new to do? Because again, the building caught on fire, but y'all know they like $100,000 just in food purchasing debt.
It's more than that, Brenton. It's million.
I was just being generous. But that's what I'm saying. And so again, you thinking you finna resolve all your issues with a fire? No, that's it. Y'all should have took a page out of them white boys. Y'all just go change the name and then go from turkey legs to rib bits or something. I don't know. You know, or doing drinks or turn it into a club and then you steal your turkey legs or something. But I don't know. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting now that I'm assuming that's over and done with now that they done this. So I think the wife and the husband not together no more.
Yeah, they not together no more. Yeah, it's all, they got all kind of issues as far as, you know.
Yeah,
financially with that business. So
yeah, so you know it is what it is. Have y'all ever ate there before?
I have.
I'm not even familiar with it.
Yeah, it's just a spot.
It's a popular spot in Houston.
Okay.
They do turkey legs, and it became real popular about 5 years ago. But then they started getting some bad reviews from a lot of people, and then the husband allegedly was doing some things illegally and this and that. So anyway,
it was sweetie pies without the marketing.
Oh,
right, yeah. Good. That's a good way to. Yeah, sure was.
Yeah. So that is. But yeah, anyway. All right. Well, listen. Now listen. I'm going off the top of the dome. Now I don't know if he ever told us this, but did you ever do credit repairs? Brother?
No, I've never done that.
I thought he did. I was gonna say I believe he did. You never.
No, I've never done that. Lord knows I would use it on my damn self.
You know, apparently there's an article here that talks about the average credit score in the U.S. and they've broken it down by generations. And so through the I didn't even know that the people before baby boomers were called the silent period. That was new to me. So yeah, they broke it down from Z to X to the millennials to baby boomers and then to silent generations. Which one of y'all think probably has the better credit score?
Baby boomers.
I'll probably say the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Okay. Close. They went second. So the silent generation, which are the 79 to 96, they have an average of 750.
Okay, I could see that.
But then baby boomers came into 4 points lower from 746. That's from the age of 60 to 78. And then we go to Generation X, which is they were listed as 710. And then the millennials takes a nice little drop from here, a 687. And then Z is a 665. And I don't think you can have that much credit. You ain't been on Earth that long.
You ain't been on Earth long to do that. Okay.
Yeah. But apparently these are the average scores. Now, you know, I don't know if I agree with that, but I guess I could. But you know, it's go on, sister. What you got?
No. I was just saying I don't agree.
Yeah. So
and
my question to you, sister, is like, you know, is this credit repairing thing a scam?
I don't think it's a scam. I just think you can do it yourself. And I just think that the people like, because I tried to help. I ain't trying to talk bad about my people, but I tried to help a lot of Black folks out because somebody I know at my job gave me this almost like a binder that she has in order to like cover up a lot of things on your credit, and it just gives you all the instructions, the forms, everything you need to send in, and they just didn't care. Like I was just wasting their time. Instead, they went to some people that I'm aware of and paid all that money, and then I see them going back and forth on Facebook talking about they've been scammed because it's been a long time and the stuff's still on their credit. So I just don't understand it. Like when you can because I tried to get out of some stuff that I know I wasn't supposed to, talk about that. But yeah, I was like, I don't know who got the student loans. I ain't even go to that school. That didn't work, so.
Yeah, I think for us, a lot of that school stuff really got most of us, those baby boomers, maybe not the silent, but definitely between the X and boomers, that school got us.
And that's why I don't believe those credit scores, because they got us all trapped with the freaking school loans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you got, Black?
So that's where, even if it's accurate, there should be an asterisk because there are outliers that they're not taking in consideration. If African Americans only make up 14% of the population, and then a great many of those, especially African American males, are incarcerated. So think about over the last 25 years that now the African American women have entered the workforce, full time. And now you add to that the fact that proprietary colleges, they traditionally are located in minority and low income areas. White people, white families, and other cultures like Asian and Indian, they don't have to deal with your University of Phoenix, your DeVry, your Capella universities. And those are the predatory schools that take advantage of minorities, where I work in that business. And up until the Obama administration, your loans were backed by multiple lenders.
Right.
Until the federal government took over all federal loans. That is what ruined a lot of the credit. And we're not even going to talk about customs that discriminate, like redlining and things like that, because there should be an asterisk, because even when we do make a substantial income, it's impacted by our ability to get a loan, to buy homes, to do different things, because banks don't deal with us in the same way.
Right.
And so it's very, misleading to say that those credit scores work for us. The average African American, when we walk and go to buy a loan, to buy a car, to go get credit, we're dealing with hurdles that other cultures don't have to deal with. For God's sake, the Ukrainians that are here right now, they qualify for Social Security. They can walk into a bank and get loans. You wonder why in African American communities you see other cultures like Arab and Israelis owning businesses, and that's because the government is willing to take a chance and lend them loans to start businesses where homegrown right here in America, we as African Americans, we have to crawl through the damn mud, you know, in order to get the same opportunities. So it's very misleading.
Yeah. Now, Kenny, I wanted to ask you, man, like, can a person make it in life without a good credit score?
Yeah, you can.
I'm living proof.
I think, and I'm proof of that as well. I think the only thing about that is you're gonna have to deal more with cash. I think you're gonna have to have more cash on hand to be able to sometimes do some things that you want to do. But yeah, you can make it in life, I think. But you also got to work on trying to improve it too. Now, my thing is you just can't sit there when you know your credit is kind of bad and not try to get it in a better spot. Yeah. But life doesn't stop just because you have bad credit. Yeah, you can still do some things. You just have to do it differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. What's up, man?
Add this last comment. I'm living proof you can make it. Not only can you make it, you can.
Yeah, me too.
You can thrive, because what it comes down to though is, what is your definition of the American dream? So if you mean that, can I go out there and get, you know, the latest SUV for 2025? That's not what makes me happy. I live in a really nice place. Now you have to make, to Kenny's point, you have to make smart decisions. You have to know how to budget. You have to set your priorities. But then by definition, by whose definition is making it? You know, because if you're judging me because I'm wearing a knockoff jersey and not a real authentic New York cap, and I'm driving a Nissan Altima, then no, I'm probably not making it. But by my definition of being happy, I got money in my pocket. I can go wherever I was about to curse. I can go wherever I want to go.
Yes, sir.
But I also would say this, in the new wave of dating now, fellas, women, they check your credit scores. That's part of their resumes. So fellas, you might not get that bad woman, because if your credit score ain't what she want, you might as well go and just sit back.
And they're gonna lose though.
Go sit on the sideline, brother.
And I love presenting like this though, and that's because them nasty, filthy, no good bitches. I got money in my pocket, and I'm not taking your musty ass out to spend $400 in a Cheesecake Factory, because I keep my money in my pocket. You can come drink here, and I'll stuff us down your head and tail.
And listen, he is not lying, literally. Sister, is that the truth? Y'all checking scores for it?
Yeah, they check it. That's why she laughing. Y'all already know.
No. It helps when your credit is bad, because they can add you to their credit cards and help your credit score. Make you a user or whatever on their card, and it helps. I'll be honest, I only care about my credit when I need to buy something or get something. Other than that, I could care less. That's the time it matters. If you need to buy a house or car, as long as my rental history is okay, that way if I'm ever single, I can go get an apartment. I don't care. Because I got enough cash to go buy if I want to pay cash for a car. So, I mean, I'm a little different. But, I mean, the way my student loan is set up, I'll never have the credit score I want. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Joe, we need some more of that money going, man. Y'all come on now. But you're right. You know, there's a lot of things out there now that will supplement bad credit. But man, sometimes you pay a lot. You pay in the back end though, because of the interest rates are higher.
Definitely,
interest rate, right? Exactly.
And then the quality of things. And so, yeah, I hear y'all. I still would say, you know, we should help our kids realize that they're better off than we were, so they can do it. We can teach them what we did wrong. Again, I'm
hard-head, sour-ass kids. I went and got them a credit card and paid on the credit card to keep their credit right. You know what they did with their stank asses? They went and filled out credit card applications by themselves and messed up their own credit.
Look at mama, boy. That mama hen, boy. That mama hen.
All right, so listen, Devin's children.
I'm sick of that.
We sick of y'all. We sick of y'all. Y'all can't listen. The girl trying to make y'all get it together, and y'all just keep falling apart like the five
soft life. They didn't want it. They didn't want a soft life.
Well, hey, that is so. All right, well, listen, y'all. These numbers don't match kind of what's going on in these real streets because again, as Black said, we're only 14% of the population. So the other 86%, is that my number, man?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, that's right. All right, the other 86%, other nationalities. So that's why that number is where it is. So yeah, if yours is where it is, it's outlying. So we sorry. But that is. All right, y'all. Listen, we're gonna move on into my brother's segment because I didn't think my sister was gonna show up tonight because well, I'll just let Kenny just talk about it. He said he's gonna talk about them Cowboys and just
we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna and it's gonna be kind of cool. I just want to get y'all thoughts on it. But before we do that, we got NBA playoffs going on right now. The Boston Celtics are up on the Heat 81-59. They probably gonna close this thing out in 6. I think they're gonna close it out in 5. I don't think the Heat gonna win another game. The Thunder are up on the Pelicans 32-29 in second. The Thunder can sweep them. If they win tonight, they will send the Pelicans fishing. And speaking of fishing, by the way,
buddy.
hold on just a second. I just got a text message from Charles Barkley. Hold
about
on.
them Lakers. Yes, sir.
No. Wait, Timberwolves and the Suns. Oh, God dog it, them damn Suns getting ready to go fishing, and they getting ready to go back. They going to Galveston in that dirty ass water in Galveston. They not going to Chuck. Hold on, Chuck. What you say? Chuck says, no, we're not sending them to Mexico. We're going to send their asses to Galveston, and they can fish in that dirty ass water. I hear you, Chuck. So them damn Suns are going fishing. They the first team to go fishing. They got swept by the Timberwolves, and let me say this. Anthony Edwards is my guy. That dude is the truth. He is, to me, the best player in the NBA.
Yes, sir.
In my opinion. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all LeBron fans.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want to hear nothing from y'all Kevin Durant fans. Speaking of which, Kevin Durant now has an asterisk by his name because he can't even be mentioned in the GOAT conversation, in my opinion.
Thank you.
So anyway, that's my little moment right there. But now we're going to talk about spending the block in relationships. I know a lot of times people say they don't want to spend the block in relationships. You know what? Sometimes it could be good. And speaking of spending the block, the Dallas Cowboys are going to spend the block in a relationship. On today, the Cowboys re-signed Ezekiel Elliott to a 1-year deal worth about $3 million to come back and get fed. They're going to feed him again.
Feed him what?
They're going to be eating, but he's going to have some other running backs that you don't have to eat with because he's not going to be the lead back, but he's going to be part of the program. So, and it's another interesting fact that I will tell you guys about that once we finish this segment. But I got to start with Brendan because he already feeling some type of way about this. He don't think it's going to work. So what do you think about Zeke coming back to Dallas?
Well, listen, I don't know what he been eating, but he probably going to be tossing some salad when he get back.
Yikes.
Coming back for. I'm just saying, I don't listen. You did 1 year with the Patriots. You didn't do nothing. I can only really say he coming back because of that cap. Because again, what y'all could have got Derrick Henry if y'all really wanted somebody. So I don't understand why you get Ezekiel Elliott. And then I don't whatever. I'm really interested to see what Sister got to say about this one. Because.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pass the ball to Sister since you said you want to hear what she got. There, hand it off. The handoff go to you.
I just need to hear some optimism.
What you think, Lady D?
Oh, you want me to be positive about Zeke and his crop top? I don't really get it. Like when Zeke was first there, I loved him. Don't get me wrong, but the last season that he played, I wasn't just too impressed. I mean, I just felt like they were all on him, and he couldn't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I just think for him to come back, he had to eat some humble pie. especially since he's not starting. And why would he try when he's not even going to be put in the same position that he was in, as far as, you know what I'm saying, being looked up to by other players? So I just don't see. I don't get it. I seriously don't understand why he's there. I don't.
He's not a Marion Barber. I mean, come on, bro. I understood when Marion Barber and Felix Jones, they were running together. I got it. Felix got him there, and Marion punched it in. Ezekiel ain't gonna do that.
Okay. All right. Well, Brother Black, what's your thoughts on the Cowboys spinning the block on a running back, Ezekiel Elliott?
Ironically, folks, I am optimistic about this, and I do get it. I may be wrong then, but for me, it's funny that you talked about spinning the block and about relationships. And Shannon Sharpe talked about like having an ex-girlfriend go off and see what's out there and discover that, you know what, I had it real good here. I see the logic in this, Lady D.
I do too.
You're right in the sense that he's not going to be the man. But if you're talking about third and long, he's no longer required to be the guy. I think, and on top of that, it's something to be said for going home and going back to where you're happy and comfortable, where you want to be, and you want to cement your legacy. He wants his name one day in that ring of whatever they call it, you know, to be considered with the greats. I think that is going to incentivize him to, if nothing else, to give it his best to reestablish himself with that fan base that he truly loves. We cannot see logic in it, but that's home for him. That's where he loved. That's where he wants to be. And being that he's not going to be required to do the heavy lifting anymore, he go back to see familiar faces in a city he loves, and to be able to close out the waning year or years of his life in that fashion. I actually think it's going to work. You add to the fact that they just don't have the money. They got to pay Zeke a buttload of money, and
you talk CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons.
Yeah, they got to pay them,
right.
And so they're kind of getting him for a little bit of nothing. That's nothing. So I think it's going to work. And Britt and I were talking backstage, and me and Lee, we see it, we agree. And I say this because I think outside of Derrick Henry and the running back position is devalued anyway, so you don't necessarily want to have to pay a lot of money for a guy at that position. And I get why the Cowboys did that. They got him for cheap. They didn't draft a running back in the draft, which I get it. They had already been flirting with each other. Well, that was one of the worst kept secrets. We already know that they've been flirting with each other the last 2 months. So you didn't sign a running back in the draft. You didn't draft one. You know, you only got a couple of guys on your roster that has some sort of experience. You bring a guy that knows your system. He's played under Mike McCarthy. You get him for cheap. Your salary cap is already tight anyway, so you can get him for less. He already knows, and all you need for him is to average 4 yards a carry, give you 600 yards or whatever, give you short yardage guy. It makes sense because he's been there, done that. So I get why the Cowboys did that. There wasn't a running back in the draft that was going to blow your socks off, so they didn't draft one. You didn't get Derrick Henry. You dropped the ball on that because, again, your salary cap is what it was. You got to pay money to Michael Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. So you weren't going to have a lot of money to spend anyway. So you only go spend $3 million on somebody you've been in a relationship. You might as well go with what you know. Why go with something different? So that's my thoughts. I'm not expecting him to be like all pro or whatever. Right. But he's going to be a guy that you can depend on in short yardage situations and stuff. And Lady D, you'll appreciate this pun. Like an old girlfriend that has wandered off to see what's out there, he know where that good D is at.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pass my segment out. But before I do that, if the Lakers lose tonight, which they play at 9:00, they will lose. They will be done. If they
ain't that right, Black?
if they lose tonight, I am going live later and I'm gonna tell you what I think of LeBron James' legacy. If the
I
Lakers
like
lose
that.
tonight.
I like that.
Man, that temper
anyway.
tantrum he threw on the court the other day was ridiculous, bro. I was
Isn't
like,
that crazy? But
Man,
anyway,
dude.
if the Lakers got to win tonight to keep their hopes
Yep.
alive.
Yep.
So if they lose tonight, I'm definitely gonna go live and get my
Okay.
thoughts on this LeBron James.
Are they in Denver?
Legacy? No.
Yep.
No. Wait. It's game 5,
No.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. They back
No.
in
I think they
No,
back
3,
in LA. No,
3, 4,
they
and
back
5.
in
Yeah,
LA.
3, 4, and
They-
5.
Yeah,
Oh,
they got another one in LA tonight. I think.
Yeah, and then the
I
last
think.
2 will be in Denver. That's how.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
how the new 7 is. The 2 in Denver,
Gotcha.
3 in the middle, and then 2 back. Yeah. So okay. Well, Devin, you still gonna dust out that Zeke jersey, sister?
Nah, I never owned one.
All she got to do is put on a halter top.
But I got
She
some
ain't
crop tops I can wear.
She ain't got to get the jersey. She just got to put on the halter top.
Kenny got a whole different reason for that one. I ain't
That's all I need. The tube top.
No. I am I lying? Zeke been wear halter.
Yeah, he
tops.
do wear them little halter tops. He do.
Nah, I know.
Ain't
What?
lying.
Yeah, I never got that.
Okay, well, we'll get to see it for
somebody else
17
got
games.
it though. Somebody else got it though.
All right. Well, listen, y'all. I'm going to introduce a new segment because I believe it's about that time, and we're going to mold and shape this thing into something and turn this into a whole show one day, like we do our Black Love series. And so it's just God help us all. And again, it's not for us to debate where we are. It's just to elaborate on the things that are going on from your perspective. I believe this family does a great job respecting each other's position, and that's what we're going to do when it comes to religion, because listen, religion starts wars. Religion assists people in hope. Religion will also put you in the hospital if you don't be careful. So, it might put you in the grave too. You don't be careful.
Right.
Yeah. So again, instead of drinking, anyway, I can't get started. But so again, we're gonna make it our own. And so I didn't want to come in a little heavy with nothing, and I want to start real light. But I wanted y'all to take a look at this, and I wanted to just see if we could answer a couple questions about this type of situation. So here, God help us all. This is like the internet has allowed us to see things that I thought really wasn't possible, but I know that happens quite often. That's abusive. And I just wanted to talk about what you all know or even have experienced about church abuse and how dangerous it is just for people. Number one, Black, I'm gonna give this one to you. Why do people allow clergy, priests, just religious authorities, why do they give those type of people that type of authority to abuse them?
Well, I am willing to bet that was in African church.
It's over here now, though.
I promise you
Yeah.
that was in Fufu. Them fly-head sons of bitches right there. So anyway.
God help us all. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what it appeared to me.
Can we take a television timeout?
Sure. Just for Kenny. Yes, sir.
This is a test. This is only a test.
Y'all are making me laugh, bro. But to answer your question, more atrocities have been committed in the name of religion. Religion is a powerful opiate. And unfortunately, when you attach God and religion and holy to things, it is a powerful thing to allow people to suspend common sense and belief and allow things to happen. And I think that's why it stinks to the high heavens, so to speak, and I love the title of this segment, God Help Us All, because so many things are committed in the name of God that has nothing to do with being godly.
Right.
And there is no place for that in all seriousness. There's not even any logic for it. but the abuse that people are able to get away with in the name of God because they are a deacon, a reverend, or whatever they want to call themselves is just sad. And I think if you do believe in God and he's looking down on this type of thing committed in his name, it's just very sad that you can't even make me believe with common sense that there is a reason for that, because it goes completely contradictory to the very notion that God is love. We can start at the very foundation of that. And how in the world can you juxtapose that with violence? It makes absolutely no sense. But the Bible does teach us that people like to have their ears tickled. The Bible does teach us that people are fooled quickly, because in 2 Corinthians, it talks about the God of this system of things, which is this devil. He keeps transforming himself into an angel of light so that the glorious good news of Christ won't shine through. And so in disguise of godliness, of love, of wisdom, of all the things that's holy, is hidden people who do evil things. And I think that's what happens, and it's just very sad to me.
Yeah, you say people like to get their ears tickled. I think that joker got his ears wrong.
He got his eardrums busted.
Yeah, for that one.
Yeah, busted.
Yeah, right. So, sister, I mean, again, that was pretty extreme. What are some other type of abuses that you've seen just in church in general?
I know a church I went to, and Lord, I try not to say too much because people will probably know who it is, but that I went to for a while, and two things happened to make me back out. Like, I had started trying to drifting away from the church because I felt like they were always criticizing me, because they would say you got a new outfit on, but you ain't paying your tithes. But they didn't know that it was a girl stealing the clothes from me from Bells, and then I would pay her. And then I would pay her like $10 for the clothes. So I didn't even buy the clothes. They, you know what I'm saying? I had a booster. And so, but they were saying I put these new clothes, but I'm not paying my tithe. So what he would start doing is he would get somebody to hold my baby, and he would always call me to the front of the church, and he would want to pray for me. Well, I started getting pissed off because I started moving back further and further in the church. I was hiding so they would leave me alone. But he would always like seek me out. But anyway, what he would do is, you know how they pray for you and then they push you on the forehead and you're supposed to to like fall back, and he would get mad at me, and he'd be like, "Stop resisting God," and just stupid stuff, and then he would keep on, and I'd be like, "Man, I'm gonna end up getting in trouble in this church." So I stopped coming for a while, and then someone reached out to me, and it was like, "You need to come back." He's changed. Well, then he switched to purging people. My last time going to the church was, he started pouring like olive oil down people's throat and making you vomit up all the evil spirits. Well, they wanted me to come back so that I could be purged. I walked out of that church so fast, and that was the last time I went there. And to me, that's sort of abusive behavior, but not as aggressive.
Oh, that's definitely abusive.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and again, people need to understand that people they have to stop invalidating people's experiences and all, and say, "Oh, it ain't that." No, these are the things that are happening to people. And again, I know they think that God is not watching, and thus there is no fear because there's no immediate consequences. But I bet you I better go read your Bible, because when he do get them consequences, yeah. Okay, so anyway, Kenny, I mean, what's your position about just abuse in the church?
I think the church has overused and abused their power over our people for centuries, and I think that's something that unfortunately that we don't. A lot of us, a lot of our traditions is because we believe the church is supposed to be a safe haven, and they're going to save you from everything, and your ultimate goal is you want to go live in heaven, and, outside of that. But what about giving us tools to live here on earth? We can have heaven here on earth as well. But it's a psychological game that churches play with our people, and we fell victim to it. We fell victim. I've seen it. I grew. You know what? I'm not going to say a whole lot, because the older I got, the more I questioned a lot of things that I saw in church. I was raised in church. Church of God in Christ. I'm not here to throw no daggers, but there were some things that I questioned. Lady D just said some things that I remember seeing, when it comes to praying and putting your hands on people. I'm like, some things just didn't seem in order to me. Right. But I was young, and my mom was straight Christian. She was a Christian, and that was her thing. And again, so I couldn't say anything. But when I got older, I started analyzing things, and I was like, some of this stuff don't look right. But again, we as Black folks, we believe in tradition, and we believe in tradition in everything, especially the church. And some of these things that's been going on in church against us is abusive.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I ask you a quick question, Brother Ren, before you close out?
Yeah.
Also, do you guys wonder if this is also cultural? Because the clip you showed, I do find that in all seriousness, Africans, they treat each other much rougher and tougher than Americans treat each other. I don't know if you guys ever watch movies, just like, Bollywood is a real thing, and you look at where they have the caste system, and then you have Asian culture where there's a subservient culture. And I talk about this because I really deal with this every day in business, where with African Americans, and what Kenny said, where we're traditional, where there might not be that level of physical abuse. The abuse sometimes is psychological, to Sister Devon's point, and even in other Christian religions like Jehovah's Witnesses, of which I'm an active witness. So where there might not be tithing or anything like that, the abuse sometimes is quiet. It's very subversive,
passive.
It's very psychological. Right. But I do find when we see those extreme examples like what we saw there, they treat each other. They treat their women very, very rough. They treat each other very rough. So,
I agree.
Okay.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I believe that too. I've seen that, and I noticed that as well.
Yeah, like I said, I started out easy because again, I'm just giving us time to mold this thing into the way it needs to be. We know how to have tough conversations, and so, but I just wanted to go there. But I want to offer this to those that do believe in their religion. I want you all to begin to become more intelligent about your reading your Bible. And so if you go and you look at the book of Matthew chapter 5, it talks about forgiveness. And I think forgiveness is misrepresented because it comes across like it's weak and as though you are to put up with things that people being ugly. But if you actually read that scripture in Matthew 5, I think it's at verse 24, it says that the person who is doing something in the church, if they remember that someone else has a problem with them, they're supposed to put their gift at the altar and then go find out why that person has a problem with them. See, it's always been taught that if you know if you got a problem with somebody, but then you leave no, that's not what it says. It says that if you, the person, know that somebody else has a problem with you, you need to get off that pulpit. And then you need to go get it right with that person. And see, that's the thing. People don't tell people that they got a problem with them. Thus, then give them the scripture to hold them accountable, because that's okay. I ain't gonna preach, but I'm just saying we got to get to a space where we're understanding the truth of the Bible, and then thus allowing. Okay, anyway, doing it right, then you will see results. So if you got a problem with somebody doing something wrong to you, hurting you, take that scripture to them and show them. No, I'm telling you, I got a problem with you. And if you're going to keep standing on that pulpit doing stuff, well, then maybe you're contrary to scripture. All right. So again, I just want us to do better. And then if you're going to be in it, let's be in it right and get these folks to stop cutting up. Because again, I'm going to tell you something. There's going to come a time where the Bible says that vengeance is the Lord. And I just want y'all to know. You're gonna reap what you sow. So if you hand them hands out, just know you may get some hands handed back out to you, brother.
All right, already.
All right, so God help us all. So again, we're gonna get into this thing and we're gonna start talking about y'all know I'm gonna talk about that money eventually, but right now I'm gonna talk about somebody else's money. All right, sister, you the advocate here.
Yeah, man.
So,
I watched that video. I was laughing my ass off.
My goodness, I'm telling you, it's so funny when we create situations, we just don't know the problems that they're going to create
in the long at the end game. Yeah, they don't realize they're on the end game. Exactly.
That's it. So, sister, I now listen. I'm not sending you down the street from them old no good niggas you was fooling with, but I'm talking about something different now, right? So apparently, there's a same-sex female couple that had a child. The relationship is ending, and I don't know if it's I don't even know how y'all define the two different people, but one of the women said that she's leaving and she's not about to pay child support because she ain't got nothing to do with that baby. And I said to myself, that's interesting. How does one resolve that type of situation? Do y'all call them butch still? I don't know.
You can't say that.
That's bad.
Wait a minute. Black said you can't say that anymore.
I'm just saying it's not politically correct.
As much as you say,
I call them
draws and bitches and hoes, you now you have a moral compass.
No, I'm just saying.
Helping me out. I got you. Help me out, Doc. I don't know. So I don't.
I'm messing with him.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just trying to figure out how we resolve that type of issue. Right.
Right.
The only thing that can be done, unfortunately, is the non-birth parent would have to legally adopt the kid. And if the non-birth parent legally adopts the kid, then that person would be responsible for child support. Mm-hmm. If not, it's the same as a pregnant woman meeting a dude while she's pregnant and them raising the kid together and them breaking up 12 years later and him leaving. And even though the kid's been calling him daddy the whole time, you saying, okay, well, now you got to pay child support.
Yeah, you're right.
He didn't legally adopt the child, so he has no obligation. He has no legal obligation to that kid.
Right. Let me ask you this, Lady D. In this situation, again, it's a lesbian couple. I'm assuming when the baby was born, most of the time the father signs the birth certificate. See, here's the legal part of it. If the partner, who's a woman, again, she didn't plant the seed in her wife, so obviously she doesn't have any legal that part I get. But if she signed the birth certificate, wouldn't she be legally responsible? She would.
I won't tell you much of my business, but somebody in my family recently went through this. I hope this. I didn't watch the video. I hope it ain't my family members. But
no. They was white milk. No, they weren't chocolate.
Oh, okay, good. But what happened was I had to Google if that individual was legally responsible for that kid because both of them was on the birth certificate. And the one that gave birth is on the birth certificate as the father, and the other one is on the birth certificate that didn't give birth as the mother. But the mother has no legal rights and no financial obligation because she didn't legally adopt the child.
Black. Okay, so wait, Black. I'm gonna give you this part now. So I don't know the legal. I'm just confused.
I am too. This is confusing.
So wait, but I'm gonna give you this one, Black. So the Butch, and I'm sorry, I don't know the other term. The Butch said,
"You know what? You gonna get us thrown off YouTube, bro."
I'm sorry. You know I ain't scared of them. The stud says, "Go find the sperm donor." Now he gave the sperm in the sperm bank though.
Right.
So again, he not gonna know, and I'm assuming that if you go to the sperm bank, you relinquish any rights and all that.
Exactly.
So she suggested though that she go find the sperm donor and go put that dude on child support.
Right.
Make that make sense.
I can't see. This is why these carpet muncher bitches have I have a problem with these carpet muncher bitches. Right.
But don't you call them Butch though, Brittany?
I'm right. Oh, yeah, man.
This shit is so confusing. It don't make no sense. I'm trying to literally keep up with what you're saying, Lady D. The one who says see the father, one says the other. You nasty, no good bitches don't deserve these kids in the first place. If your Hooters, look, if you're not gonna lay down and have these kids out of your Hooters the proper way, then it's too confusing for me. You know what I'm saying? And the idea that you could go after a sperm donor when he doing your stinking ass a favor because you don't want to stick up in you and do it the regular godly way. We just been talking about God help us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and now you want to go after him because you changed your mind and all that kind of stuff. You know what you just inspired me to do right now? You just gave me another revenue stream. I'm gonna start donating my sweet juice.
Lord, them guys. Y'all listen. Oh no, please.
You know what? I'm done tonight.
And listen,
I'm a diabetic and I'm drinking right now, making my juice even sweeter. So
I'm done.
Can I just say, can I say what the problem is? Can I be
sure.
Like, can I sort of serious? Here's the problem.
Yes.
This whole thing with this gay marriage being so accepted and just legalized. If you think about it, this is new. This is well within our generations, right? And so, and a lot of same-sex couples having babies, this is all new. And because everybody's accepting, they thought they were going to be able to have babies and everything was going to be perfect. And they was, you know what I'm saying? They was going to be this cookie cutter, fake ass family. But now they realizing that y'all shit is fucked up too. Y'all ain't no better than heterosexual relationships. You going through the same baby daddy bullshit as everybody else. Just like I can't find my baby daddy, you ain't gonna find that. That's true. Hit the dust on your ass. You ain't gonna be able to find her. So that's what y'all do. Welcome to our life.
My. Listen, oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
We done truly pissed off.
I don't care.
That was a hell of a segment there, man.
Well, I mean, I just listen, man. Y'all remember when we were talking about the transgender wanted to get into the sports and then the woman ended up beating him anyway. It's like, man, there's some problems out here, man. So you know, I don't know, whatever. So yeah, well. I can only report whatever's being put out there. So again,
we need to do a follow-up on that, Brent. You need to keep an eye and see what happens with that story.
Well,
I really want to know.
I'll just be honest with you. I just hope it ain't Black's baby.
This is a test.
I just hope the woman knows that he's happy. So anyway. No, I'm just teasing. All right, y'all. Listen, my sister. I mean, speaking of these horses out here.
Speaking of these horses, boy.
Yes, honey.
Speaking of horses,
I'm telling you.
Y'all know, I truly, again, was just minding my little old business. But I'm a Meg Thee Stallion fan until she tried to throw me off with that whole I graduated and got my diploma stuff. I don't believe that shit. I believe she got a degree, but she ain't got that degree. Whatever, somebody else. Other than that, I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan. But right now, the girl Meg Thee Stallion is being sued and accused of harassment in a new lawsuit. She had a cameraman named Emilio Garcia, and he accuses her of a hostile work environment and harassment, including allegedly forcing him to watch her have sex with another woman while he was trapped in a moving vehicle. Mm-hmm. He also said that she would fat shame him, and it was intolerable. And she was like, "Why are you eating that?" and stuff like that, fat boy. And he also alleged that the plaintiff is owed more than 6 figures in back pay because he used to be salary at one time, but in my opinion, he must have not been working right. So then she started paying him for the work that he did, opposed to paying him 10 grand for the month, you know, allegedly, or whatever the sum was. He would say, "No, I'm gonna give you $200 every time you drive me." And he's not even suing her for having him watch her have sex with a woman. He's suing her for lost wages, and he just threw that other part in there. And just another tidbit, after the day after it happened, he said she mentioned, "Were you in a car when that happened?" And men are dragging this dude online
as well as they should
for complaining about him being a driver and her doing whatever she's doing with another woman in the back seat. Kid, do you think it's odd now that everybody's suing celebrities for back pay and for firing them and for hostile work environments and telling their business after they've been employed? Do you think it's something to that? And I don't really get it.
No, you know, the only thing I can answer, Lady D, I'm one of those men that was dragging him. What the hell are you mad about? Get your game up. Stop it. Making the stallion. I don't believe anything this dude is saying. This dude is disgruntled and he whatever. I don't believe it. But as a man, I would be dragging him. If I'm driving Megan Thee Stallion, baby, you can have all the women in the back seat that you want. You know what? My rear view mirror, I'm gonna be sitting there watching right there. I ain't got a problem with it. As long as I get my check. You ain't got the, you know, I ain't talking about you ain't paid me enough. I ain't saying nothing. As long as I'm in the vicinity of Megan Thee Stallion. But again, this is another, but to be serious, this is a frivolous lawsuit. I just think, you know, celebrities, they are in a weird position. They're gonna always catch these type things. I think the judges have to be the ones that really be the ones that make sure and say, you know what, this has no grounds to stand on, dude. Stop it. Right. You wasn't. No, I don't believe this dude's story. Me personally, at all.
I get it. Black, do you think there should have been some sort of NDA in place? And if it was, are people no longer caring about an NDA? I don't get how he's able to discuss what she did in the backseat of her private vehicle.
I do think that if I'm a celebrity, that should become standard boilerplate for people who travel with you to protect them. Only because this smacks to me of a remnants of the Me Too type. It's remnants of the Me Too movement.
On the flip side, right?
Which I truly hate. I hate that you can be with her and travel with her and reap the benefits of enjoying your job, and the moment anything goes wrong, now you can retroactively go back and talk about how bad it was and how horrible the working conditions were. It was made to feel. I hear an echo in my ear. How you were made to feel. And so, to your question, if I'm a celebrity, especially in light of the stuff that's happening with P. Diddy, there is no way in hell that you're rolling with me without signing an NDA. There's no way in the world where you're rolling with me in all phones. Do you wonder why Eddie Murphy has never been truly embroiled in some of these things? That's because way back from the 80s, mind you, this is a person who hung out and was close friends with both Prince and Rick James.
Mm-hmm.
And the one close to possible thing we heard about him was one time maybe he picked up a transgender,
right?
Transgender,
yeah, right.
But he was smart enough from way back then to realize a simple principle: you're not going to tell on yourself. So if you're Megan Thee Stallion and you're doing your thing, and she has every right to do whatever she wants, but this fat faggot, and so I'm going to piss off all of the people here right now. This fat faggot who don't want no parts of Snatch, is objecting to the fact that you're having to watch a woman have sex when all of the filthy nasty things that went down your freaking three holes, you nasty no good son of a bitch you. And so my thing is, yes, we should have these things in place. Yeah. Because and the reason you're looking at me like that crazy, because the world is upside down. One of the reasons why I truly enjoy working from home is heterosexual sex now has become a thing where you can go to HR over. You can get in trouble over.
That's true.
But me talking about swallowing a sword or something going up my rectum, oh, that's just food for thought. That's okay. We can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And I literally witnessed that environment where somebody could come in and talk about their weekend and, oh my God, and I did this, that, and the other and everything. But let me say a woman's boots are nice, or you know what, Lady D, I love your hair. This fat faggot who don't want no parts of Snatch, you fat faggot you. And that's what she called his stinking ass, because he don't like Snatch. You know, and now you got a problem with it. So no, you shouldn't be able to go back and retroactively complain about how bad the working conditions are. You know, punch that son of a bitch in his chest if it was me.
And I'm gonna take a drink after that.
Brenton, I think that people are saying, someone mentioned that if the roles were reversed and he was a woman and this was a man in the backseat doing a man, that we would have a different take on it. Do you agree with that?
But like, if the cameraman
getting it in, would that be different?
And the driver is a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
yes.
In my opinion, it is a whole lot different, because I
think it's different.
It exploits or exposes the double standard. Like for me, it that's what it does. It just exposes. There's a lot of double standards in our society. You know what I'm saying? Especially with domestic violence, that's a double standard, or even like gender roles or jobs. You know what I'm saying? There's a double standard there. So yeah, I think like we were talking about, even with the LGBTQ community, yeah, you're gonna find classism, racism. You're gonna find double standards. So yeah, I think society has always given a pass to women. It's just they find the men more grotesque. You know what I'm saying? And so at that point, it's just like, I think they probably would ignore the woman's allegation because society wants to support the men and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, here's my problem with his dumb ass. You are an extra thick dude, right? And you driving a vehicle with these two women in it talking about your ass is trapped. You are in control of the steering wheel, and you are in control where this car is going. You could have pulled over in a parking lot or something and left them there if you felt some kind of way. And he continued to work for her after all of these things happened and did not complain until she fired his big ass. So this is what I think should happen. I think she should. I'm going to need people to start suing disgruntled employees back and start garnishing the wages of their broke asses and going after their tax refunds. So then they would stop it, because we are seeing it too. Y'all know how many times I left the job and wanted to cuss out everybody at that job, but I didn't do it because I made a choice to work there. Nobody forces you to work at whatever job that you are at.
That's right.
Your fat ass was so unhappy about her eating cooch in the background, you could have got your fat ass out of the car and moved on with your life. Now I'm gonna go back to minding my business.
Man, that's my girl, Lady D, right there, man. For real.
Motherfucker. That's what she told me.
That's my girl right there, Lady D. Good.
She told him to stop eating Taco Bell. Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe that's
what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am a fat bastard, but I like Snatch.
Thank you, sir. Definitely didn't ask you about that anymore.
That couldn't be her driver though, because he'll pull over and watch.
That's right. Be on
Just give it to him.
Be on that back window.
Hey man, don't let me be your driver, Megan. Anyway, my bad.
I thank y'all. Okay, so Black, the reason why I was looking at you crazy because you brought up 3 holes, and I may regret
Yeah, no, he did say that, Brent. He
I
did
know
say
it.
3.
I
That
may-
kind of had me scratching my head too.
No,
I was trying to figure out what.
But
the
there's
three
a
hole
there's
was.
a thing out there about the fourth hole, and I'm like, what's the fourth hole?
You know what? I don't.
I didn't know if Black knew. I mean, that's the only person I could depend on to tell me the truth. Okay, never mind it.
Hey, the Lakers.
This is a test.
Just gonna
I'm just gonna say this. It's kind of break this up. The Lakers. It is in Denver. Game 5 is in Denver.
Thank you for bringing us home. Okay, I mean, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. So so none of us knew. Yes, there's something out there in the internet talking about there's 4 holes, and I'm like,
on who? On me?
Okay, we'll talk about it after.
You know what?
Yes,
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not
sir.
I know there's 3 holes for men, but I'm going back to my anatomy and physiology course. But I don't think those are the holes Black is talking about for men. Because I'm thinking about your mouth, your booty hole, and your urethra, but that's probably not what you're talking about.
No, you plug them ears up with them faggots, you know.
Okay, here it is. Why is this a thing? I got
Now for that fourth hole, folks,
Please.
gotta be a pretty big man.
Anyway, the Nuggets are up 2-0.
I'm sick of it. I don't need.
Where the Lakers just hit a 3. It's 3-2 in Denver. Lakers are up.
Lady D, think about it.
No. We're not thinking. No, sir. We're not thinking about anything. We're gonna move on to this next.
I love our facial expression.
My God. Okay, really quickly. Oh man, I needed some Gorilla Glue to keep that together. That was about to go all the way off the rails.
It was about to go crazy.
Yes. Okay, so apparently there's an issue with emails, and especially for the Generational Z group, they're becoming stressed out with emails. Now, I listen. I don't mind telling on myself. I currently have 20,876 unopened emails.
Hell, I got more than that.
Less than me. Less than me.
Wow.
Oh. Yes, exactly. What was my number? 25,466. So yeah, I don't know what their problem is. Just ignore them. They felt like there were boundary issues that they couldn't handle. They felt like they had pressure to respond. I mean,
I get that. I get it.
How?
For Gen Z, I get it. You know, you got to understand this is a generation they raised on the here and the now. They have the attention span of TikTok. Think about it for a second. And so for them to see a bunch of emails that's unanswered, it's calling them because they are slaves to that medium. Whereas you just told for you could kill less. Mm-hmm. You have the capacity to think and even probably look at your email and think anything past 3 days. If I ain't answered by 3 days, it's not even relevant.
Man, I'm telling you.
But you're talking about a generation that's raised on expediency. Mm-hmm. And so seeing them at work, that they feel the need to respond to every single message. One of my pet peeves as an older worker is we have teams, and some jobs have Slack, this, that, and the other. They feel the need to comment on every single thing. And so for them, I get it.
Crazy. He got 55,000. Wow, bro. Yes, sir. And again, shame on anybody that try to scam me through the email. Because listen, brother, y'all probably gonna be waiting months before I even look at a scam email.
Now I'm anal, so I just delete everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm one of those people that my personality is anal. Even numbers, I go through my phone every single day and clean out the numbers that's been dialed. Email messages. You know, I clean out. That's just an anal part of me. So if I don't visit my AOL or my Yahoo for a few weeks, and so that's my methodology. That anything past a day or two, I don't even bother. I just automatically delete it.
Interesting,
because I just don't like the junk part of it sitting there.
Okay, I wonder if that's a personality trait, but I don't know. But yeah, what you think about all that, sister?
Well, I'm quite the opposite. My toxic trait is forgetting something was ever there. and just ignoring it. Like, and that's emails, that's text messages. Somebody will say something to me and they be like, "Hey, did you ever respond to me when I said?" I was like, "Oh crap, that was 9 days ago." And then I answer a text message. That's me. Like, and so I try to make people know that don't get offended. That's just the way that I am. I just, at some point in my life, I start prioritizing different things. Especially someone who may be getting on my nerves a little bit. If I feel like you ain't saying nothing positive or you about to tick me off with messages or emails, I'm just gonna take a break.
Yeah. Hey, Craig said he get 100 emails a day.
I do too.
I
do too.
100?
The very first thing I do in the morning before I even start my day is I delete emails, but that's just an OCD thing with me.
I have a little bit there. I just so my logic is about my email is that I may need something that I have to go pull or something, I have to pull a PDF or something like that, and it just I can't. But that's just me. I got I my mama still got a sbcglobal.net email.
Wow.
It's like,
are you serious?
Wow.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah,
I was just getting on to my mama about her AOL.com email. I'm like,
I still have mine. No, I still have mine too.
You got yours
too? And that's my main email.
AOL?
I use Gmail for business. My personal email for people that I F with you is AOL. It's been there the longest, and it's
damn, that's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Well, all right. Kenny, how do you sort your emails?
I'm with Yahoo, and I've been with them for forever. But most of them I don't open the motherfuckers. I don't even look at them.
My question then is, why don't y'all just delete them and clear that space?
Because I don't feel like wasting the time to do all that shit. That takes too long. Black. If I sat there and really did that, you know how long that would take? I'm like,
no, you click on all and you might,
I get what you're saying.
I know what y'all saying. Yeah. See, that's the OCD in me. That no.
See, I'm afraid if I click select all, delete all, I'm gonna delete something I might need.
You won't.
Right. Yeah, that's my.
I think about it, Lady D, in this same way, and this helped me to clear clutter. I used to move multiple times and have stuff in storage room, and I got to a point where I looked at it. If you haven't seen something in over a year, it's not relevant anymore. Yeah. And so if you got 55,000 emails, you probably have emails that's over 10 years old. Right. Come on.
Well, yeah, I hear you. And again, I've sat and I've tried, and I've got that number down by about 10 to 15,000. But again, but how often do you got time to really want to go through that, man? So
okay. Until Yahoo send me an email, say, Mr. Kent Henderson, your emails are over the limit.
Okay.
We need you to clear this shit out. I ain't clearing that shit out because I'm not going to go through all that shit.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah. So, okay, y'all, listen, we almost out of here, but Black Love Series has given us the opportunity to have a scenario. Yes. So, I'd like to talk about this scenario if I could. So, and I'm glad Sister was here with us because we're gonna need a lean on her this evening for this moment. So, here's the scenario, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, no, that was the wrong one. So, there is a man. It is a man's job to set the tone in a relationship. A woman feeds off his energy. This is why showing up for her and being consistent is so important. She can't feel safe with you if you're not leading properly. I'll read it again just to make sure I'm clear about what I had to say. He says, it is a man's job to set the tone in a relationship. A woman feeds off his energy. This is why showing up for her and being consistent is so important. She can feel safe with you if you're not, she can't feel safe with you if you're not leading properly. Now, I saw a lot of things wrong with comment, and I said, well, I'll bring it to the family. And so, Kenny, how do you feel about that statement?
I kind of actually agree with that.
Okay.
I actually do think that the man does set the tone because in making a woman feel safe. Because I mean, when you talk about the whole man-woman attraction and the whole courting and the whole dating, the man actually is the one that actually seeks the mate. So I actually do believe that a woman can be for her to really unleash who she is. She has to feel safe that the man that she with is gonna be leading and respect her in that position. So I really do agree with that statement. I do.
Okay, so Black, is this a traditional point of view? Because I don't really see this.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
absolutely. And you use the right word. Use the right word. That was in my brain. I do think that's traditional thinking, and that's where I think the disconnect may come from. But like Kenny, I don't kind of sort of I agree with it 1,000%. But I am a traditional guy. I believe that a man should take the lead. And I think that for me, that's the crux of a lot of the issues in relationships and where we've gotten away from traditional values, identified gender roles. But I admit that I am traditional in my thinking. And so I agree with it 1,000%. I think regardless of income, education, and I love this question because right now we're dealing with the Club Shay Shay situation with Amanda Seales,
right?
And he's in hot water because of her education and this, that, and the other. And I think about highly successful women like Oprah Winfrey, and she's been dating Stedman for years. And of course, she can buy him for 100 times over. But I do think regardless of income, economic level or whatever, I think for the most successful relationships that they still want a man to take the lead. And I think women would be willing to relinquish that. And it's become a dirty word when you talk about being submissive. And Fantasia talks about this. But I think it gets a bad rap. But I think a woman would be perfectly okay if you prove that you have the capacity to take the lead and make good decisions for both of you for the betterment of the relationship. And I think a lot of women are waiting on the man to grab those reins.
Right.
Therein lies the problem. It's that we've gotten away from men being men and having the traditional values of I'm going to get up and take care of house and home. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go out and do what's necessary for us to thrive and be better. And I think far too many men, we just finished talking about generations that have sat back and been more comfortable letting women do it. And so when you have those situations, women don't have a choice but to take the reins and go out and set the tone, because if you're not going to do it, somebody has to do it. But as far as the statement itself, I do think that it would make more sense. And that's the only way I would know how to be in a relationship, is for me to set the tone. Now, this is where it gets twisted. That doesn't mean that I'm making all the decisions.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that I'm lording over you. I'm not your father. I'm not. You're a grown-ass woman. But that does mean that we're having a conversation and you're trusting me. You're trusting me to be able to sit down and say, well, baby, what do you think? Okay, and so this is what we're going to do. That's what I believe.
Okay, hey, Sandra. Sandra says I have no problem with the man leading if it's proper.
That's what I was talking about. Thank you,
and I got to give a shout out to Sandra. That's a friend of mine. She's
okay.
Come on, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Welcome.
Sandra. Yeah, this is the first time I didn't see you come in here. Come on, Sandra. Make sure you subscribe to TMG tonight. Yeah, I agree with everything what Black said. We on the same accord.
Okay, well now I got a few. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Ken.
I'm just saying. Go now. I just want to say I agree with my brother. Again, this isn't about a man being lord over his woman. It's about
Right.
like me, a man, setting the tone where a woman can feel comfortable and work in her feminine space, where she don't feel like that she has to be masculine and have to make all the decisions. It's about us men. We have to make that woman feel comfortable. In my opinion.
So I agree, Crazy. I agree. Black, controlling and leading are two different things. Yeah. Okay. So now I got some problems, but I'm gonna let sister chime in right quick because I'm gonna ask a question. Go on, sister.
Definitely want to hear this.
Well, I believe it or not, I feel like I'm more of a beta with an alpha undertone. You know what I'm saying? I don't act that way.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. Yeah,
I get it.
I prefer to just sit in my femininity and just let you be man. Now, if you do something stupid, or the right word is make me feel unsafe, and then that's when I'm going to step in. And then I'm going to try to reset the tone to let you know, hey, that don't work for me. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. Okay. What else different can we do? Whatever. And then I'm gonna go back into my femininity. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my dress back on. You do something stupid again, I'm gonna put the pants on and be like, hey, look here. That ain't working for me.
No, I get that.
I love it. I love it.
But I'd rather rest in my feminine energy, be a woman, let you lead. I'm not gonna let you lead me to the edge of shit because that's not my personality. But I'm gonna let you lead to the best of your ability, and to be able to be in that environment as a woman, it feels really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you could find somebody who can do that, but when you walk up on a bunch of dumbasses who claim they want to lead, but you gotta draw the map, write out instructions, give them directions, give them the money. Okay, you need 10 cents when you get over here. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not looking for a son. You know what I'm saying? So if you can find that, then that's a comfortable. It's comfortable there. Like I'm good with that.
Now see, okay, so here y'all see again. That's why I love talking to us because this is where it takes us. See, here's what lies the problem, is because we're all pretty much in the generational bubble. So we and then because of even our upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's still within that range. Here's the problem though, because you'll have those women that say that, but then even like the whole Amanda thing you brought up, right? That's so something again, my analytical brain showed me about her. As intelligent as she was, if you remember, she talked about the type of man she was with, and the fact that she was out there trying to getting stressed out about a job because her man was sitting at home. How can you be that intelligent, but that's the type of relationship you got? And again, it's like there are women that say they are these things, but then they'll turn around and do something. So it's equally stupid to say this is you know power for the people, you know, black women power, but then you okay the situation. Like the way she talked about the relationship she had, it's like, is the wire loose? Is something disconnected? Because again, how does a man set a tone when you trying to again make him a project or have potential? For me, it's what tone are we trying to set? And two, it's not consistent. So when they talked about men being consistent, the problem is that a lot of men, and I'm just saying devil's advocate because y'all know how I am. So I'm not speaking of my own situation. I'm just talking. But how do we have consistency where there are women who allow men to set the tone differently? So again, you have men who say, well, old girl let me do it, and she got a degree and all this other kind of stuff too. And it's just like, okay, so what do we do in that situation?
Well, that's the thing. And then I'm gonna let you go, Black. That's the thing where there's some women that really they want to have a man. They really have a piece of a man than a man. And we've talked about that. So, right. So most of the time as men, we thrive on. You have to tell us what you want. If you don't really tell us what you want, and you let us deal within what you allowing us to do, most men gonna stay in that damn area, and we ain't gonna step up until you give us a fucking ultimatum. Most men, I ain't gonna say all men, most men. So my thing as a woman, that you have to let a man know, hey, this is what it is.
Okay.
Hey, this is what it's gonna
Woo.
be. You know.
Go ahead, bud.
I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Is that the
On-
fourth row? No,
yeah.
go on. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go.
You know what? We're not getting ready to mess with them hoes.
No
pun.
And I'm gonna be brief.
Hey, no pun intended.
There you go.
Yes.
But I'm gonna be brief. On Saturday's show, where Real Talk for Women, we were talking about TV couples. Tasha, my co-host, shared something to me. Shared something with the family where she talked about resetting. She talked about this, and I think this is true. Earlier, I alluded to that good D. For many women, a lot is forgiven with that good D. And she talked about being able to put up with a guy, even if he is not a great leader, this, that, the other. But if he bringing that good D, it resets the table. And where I agree with that is, when I was out there, I wasn't shit. And I knew I wasn't shit. And I was purposely not shit. And the truth of the matter is, I couldn't stop him from coming, because the fallacy is that you want this great guy and you want this great leader. And oh my God, I want you. No, you don't, you nasty, no good bitches. And most of you want some good D. You want me to stuff myself into that third, maybe fourth hole, because I'm a pretty big man. And then you're willing. You're willing to let me do whatever I want to get away with. I'm just joking here, folks. But the truth of the matter is that it sounds great on paper, so to speak. But the truth of the matter is that we are allowed to get away with things, even if we are not a good leader, even if we don't want a good leader. Because I talked about this before. Why would I give somebody steak when they're willing to eat spam? So every time somebody asks me, well, why do men cheat? Because you allow it. If you demand that I'm held accountable, and you're not going to F with me if I treat you this way and I want you, then I'm not going to do that. The women that I have girlfriend or wife, those was the ones that said, no, sir. I'm not going to let you do this to me. But for every one of those, there are 15 or 20 that will let me skate by with doing whatever. And so to your point, Brenton, that's where the traditional, the generational thing comes into play, that, yeah, you know, for a lot of people, you are allowed to, you don't have to be a good leader. And as long as you slinging good D, or have, in this case, you don't even have to sling good D, you know, that you're allowed to reset the table. Because Prince's song Purple Rain says, you say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. And that's where this generation is lost.
All right, sister, I'm gonna give you the last word on this one. I know a lot's been said. Take your time.
I'm so different. Like, if I had a man that was just not worth the air that we can breathe, and I was dealing with him every day, and like, if I'm do all of these things and draw all these roadmaps, I might as well do it myself, because it'll be it'll be much easier. And the way my petty is set up, he wouldn't even want to stay with me, because one day I'm gonna be like, hey, I laid your clothes out for wherever we going, and he gonna go in the bedroom and it's gonna be some drawers, a bra, and a gown, a dress.
Oh, damn. Oh, God damn. Wow.
I will start off subtle by just throwing little hints. You want the pink one? Or you want me to do the pink one? You know what I'm saying? I'll do little things that you are not showing up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person that I'm always going to tell you, but I'm so soft-spoken and I'm so non-confrontational. I'm real big about my peace, that a lot of people don't take me seriously when I say things, because I don't say it with anger or malice, so they don't believe me. So then I still, in my soft way, I'm gonna throw you little hints to why this ain't working for me. You know what I'm saying? You need to come find me when your balls drop, because right now you're not ready. You're not ready. Because it's dick on every corner. Can I tell y'all something? There ain't a woman alive who have trouble getting penis. It's easy to find penis. It ain't even that big a deal. Most of them gonna mess up your pH balance anyway, so you be better off going to Sarah's Secrets to the store and buying you something that you know is clean that you ain't sharing with anybody in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, I mean, so you don't even need.
She ain't lying.
I don't want to have to go to the doctor because your stuff a little ashy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need that like that in my life. It's too plentiful for women. I don't care what she look like. She can find penis because a lot of men will screw anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's free. So that's not a big deal. I need you to show up because if I can do it by myself, why do I need you? If I could just have somebody come over here every now and then go back to your mama house. I don't need that in my life.
Lady D, I'm clean now. I got a clean bill of health.
Hey, lady. Up nobody pH balance.
No, that's grown woman talking. That's grown woman talking right there.
So
okay, well
listen, that.
I'm gonna say this about the scenario, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna put him on up here because he's next. I'm gonna say this about the scenario. You know, the scenario started off by saying, "Listen, it's the man's job to set the tone." And what I've heard here in this moment is that if your relationship is tone deaf, you can't set the tone.
Right.
So if you didn't pick right and you don't read the red flags, then a man can't set the tone because again, if you tone deaf, he's setting the tone from the last relationship he was in. And again, so again, you got to just be. We got to do the work in the relationship. That's ultimately what I mean by that. And again, and again, we have to set good examples because nobody never did anything that they didn't learn. And so, unfortunately, we've made a lot of bad decisions in these generations past that have allowed these kids to just try to figure it out on their own. And so, let's stop being relationally tone deaf. And thank you, Sandra, and start, matching these things up. Right when you see the yellow school bus and you see the word bus, match it up. Don't match up church with school and you switching the words around because that's jacking up these relationships. And so, all right, well, thank y'all so much. And I just for the record, I never smashed everything that was in front of me. Now Lee Black is gonna talk to you for just a second. Clothes make the man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You will. I just wanted to set the record straight because
Black don't do it anymore.
It is funny that you said that, right?
No, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait. What,
right.
Kenny? Let me just correct my sister. You lying because she just left before we got on there.
This is a
So 2 snaps in a circle. I didn't want her to run out there in that street like that and that bus finna hit her. That was a lie just waiting to happen.
Let me woosah.
Okay, Kenny, go ahead. You been say something before Black go.
No. I'm gonna let Black have it. Hey, it's all good. I'm waiting on Black. We good.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Clothes make the man. So if you guys can take me seriously.
Thank you, brother.
A couple of things have happened over the last week or so that really made me contemplate this subject. One of the things, Kenny, I'm going to venture into your world, the NFL draft that we just had this past Thursday. Caleb Williams, was drafted. And one of the things that really caught my attention is he talked about how he paint his nails. And he said he wear unique things. And I don't know if you guys watched the NFL draft, 3 rounds, or was it 3 or 4 rounds, whatever. I only watched the first round.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I only watched the first round because that's the part that was relevant to me. And I always watch that, to be honest with you, because I'm curious, just like I watch the Grammys or whatever, the E-Party, to see what they're wearing in a way and see who goes where. And this young man, had his nails painted and he had on an interesting outfit. And he's talked about how unique he is and how he paint his nails. And this is on the heels of a story I also posted this last week as well, where Dwayne Wade talked extensively about why he is openly now painting his nails. And I'm not going to get into why he did it, this, that, and the other. But even on my show, on my channel, my page today, I've been posting things where it's truly, I don't understand this generation anymore, how they dress, things, that, the other. And it got me to thinking about how this has become a microcosm of our life, and even in a professional way. And when I think about the expression clothes make the man, I look at these new athletes and how they express themselves, and you watching the NBA playoffs that we are watching, and you see them walking in with these strange outfits, things of that nature. And you see individuals like Chris Brown and Quavo sitting next to each other at fashion shows. It got me to thinking about how fashion has really changed. There used to be a time when the way you dressed gave really an insight into how people perceived you, and you could even rely on that in terms of how people were. But so much has changed. I work from home now. And even in the workplace, for those that still going to work, you're not required to wear shirt and tie anymore. The relaxed standards that we see going to work now has become the norm. Even in my religious organization of Jehovah's Witnesses, I've been wearing a goatee for the last 20 years. Jehovah's Witnesses have now made it okay for baptized Jehovah's Witnesses to wear goatee, and ties are no longer necessary because the needle has moved about how we look and how we're perceived. And the reality is, for anybody marching to a door knocking now with a shirt and tie, you're not going to be received well. And so when you think about how men in particular, I'm going to speak to my African-American brothers right now, and what's happening in the emasculation and effeminate men that are out there, we have come to a place where we've normalized these things. Now, I'm not sitting here to tell you that that's right or wrong. I'm no fashion guru. As I mentioned at the top of this show, I'm sitting here wearing a fake New York City cap. It's not authentic. With a knockoff jersey, because I'm just not willing to pay $80 for a real jersey. My fat black ass, I wear what I like. Having said that, I dress what I consider to be masculine. And I've said this on my own platform. You couldn't bury me in some of the shit that I see that's out here. Tight jeans, pants hanging below my fat ass. You would never catch me even in red pants in general. And if any of my family members bury me in something like that, I'm coming back to haunt every last one of you sons of bitches. And that's because it just don't fit who I am. And so when I look at the fashion and you think about clothes make the man, where did that idiom come from? That expression was first said in Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, believe it or not. And it went on to be quoted by famous people like Erasmus, Shakespeare, and even Mark Twain. And they talked about how the importance of the clothes identify who we are and what we're about and about our character. But we just finished having these last few segments and we were just debating about tradition. Folks, we've moved so far away from tradition until honestly, I don't recognize what's happening outside of my window anymore. When I go to the grocery store and I run my errands, I wear my clothes. I wouldn't even begin to know how to go pick up today's women because I don't dress the way they dress. I still dress in a way that's traditional. And that for me identifies myself as a male. But do you know we're no longer supposed to do that? That even in a virtual workspace, we are no longer identified by how we dress, because that in of itself could be toxic. And so I don't sit in front of you as I close out telling you that I have all the answers, but I am sitting here telling you that a very disturbing trend has progressed itself to the point where when Dwayne Wade and Caleb Williams and young men are shaking and twisting their ass at a rate better and faster than women, and the men's clothing have become tighter and more exposing, where the women now are moving towards clothing that covers up more, we've got a serious problem here, in my opinion. And I don't know if we can move the needle to get back to that place. But when I see this expression, clothes make the man, I'm asking one simple question of all of you. What kind of man do you want to be?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Oh man, what a fantastic show. I mean, everybody been giving us just alcoholic verbiage and all kinds of conversations we've been having, honey. Yes, sir. So she loved her some Kenny tonight. So yeah, it's final thoughts time. And listen, I just go from least to greatest. Kenny, you said the least amount of cuss words, so we'll let you go first.
All right. What you say, Lady D?
You beat me.
No.
Really
you went off pretty good on your segment and about them men.
But my final thoughts is, hold on just a second. I think I'm getting another text message from Charles Barkley. 34-32 Denver. Basically, Charles is saying, like, make sure y'all get y'all fishing poles ready, Lakers, because y'all gonna be fishing in Galveston probably in the next 2 hours. So you're not going to Mexico. So anyway, somebody getting ready to be going fishing from LA. Also gotta say thank you to Sandra Badley Crow, Craig Thomas. Matter of fact, Sandra, tell your niece I said hello. You know who I'm talking about. Tell your niece I said hello. And thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe to TFG tonight. And anyway, my final thoughts is the Black Love series. No, you know what? My final thoughts is on the woman that's trying to get child support from another woman. You know what? You have probably better success in finding needle in a haystack than getting child support from another woman. So next time, if you want to try to go ahead and have a kid, just go ahead and do it the natural way. At the end of the day. Because that right there is laughable. And for all the men out there, we just say good luck to you, sister, because I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, that's my final thought.
That is. All right. And in second place, none other than my sister. Everybody know who the winner is for sure.
I lost it when Black said if his family bury him in red pants, that he going to come back and haunt him. Because all I kept seeing was him in the corner going, boo, bitch.
He gonna bring that little boy too. Hey, he gonna bring that little boy too. Knocking on everybody though.
Exactly. Boo,
right.
Bitch. All of them get it. Anyway, what I want to say is, ladies, one thing that we talked about was in the Black Love series, basically, what I heard, what y'all didn't say, was that women are basically just settling for whatever they can get. And they're finding these builder boys and trying to make them into men, but then they making clones. Y'all ever see the movies where you make a clone and it come out faulty and it's screwed up in the head? That's what usually happens when you do these builder boys. They don't ever turn out the way you think they are. Or you'll build them up to where they now think they're too good for you, and they're gonna leave you for somebody they think is better than you. So I mean, that's just not the way to do that. We got to get to a point where we stop settling. But the problem is, a lot of women have been told, like I have been told, that as a woman, you are supposed to have a man. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to tolerate all of this stuff because men are just men, and they gonna do them, and that just kind of comes with the territory. Y'all can't help but cheat. Can't control your penises. It's like the coochie is a magnet and y'all metal, and you just can't help. You just gonna go attract to whatever coochie come in your vicinity. I personally think that's bullshit. I've never gone by that million. I feel like if you can't control your penis, then I'm gonna need you to go to counseling or figure something out. Because I ain't got time for it. So women, stop settling and tolerating things, because you are in charge of teaching people how to treat you. And once you've taught someone how to treat you, that's what you will get in return. And if you don't get that, you need to let it turn it loose. There's somebody down the street that's good for just screwing, and you ain't got to feed him. Keep that in mind.
What was that sound effect you were making? What sound effect was you making again?
Which sound effect?
You clapped your hands, and I'm trying to see what sound.
I'm talking about y'all penises to magnets. Y'all just can't help it. You just attract it. You just can't help it. Vaginas are just walking magnets for you. I don't know, but I'm gonna go back to boo, bitch.
I do not wear red pants ever.
Yes, sir.
Ever.
Come on, sir. Let 'em
Two
have
quick
it.
things for me. One, for those of you who know I'm an opinionated SOB, I want to talk about the nature of the show really quickly, in the sense that this show covers a myriad of topics: religion, politics, current events, the funny, the sublime. And for those of you who may come to watch this after it's aired, please don't be offended, because I am an equal opportunity offender. And if I do that, that means I actually respect you. Believe it or not. And all funny aside, that I talk about everybody. And that's because I don't see the lines. I'm not blurred by that. If it's relevant to me, I talk about it and I call it as I see it. So I hope you can take that with a grain of salt, which leads me to my second point. My appreciation for Sandra Bailey Crow chiming in, and for our resident expert, Lady D. With this much testosterone and the topics that we covered, men are idiots. We're damn. And the greatest thing about this show is having that balance,
right,
of a grown woman who's articulate and intelligent, to be able to constantly pull us back and interject what grown women want to hear and need to say. So I don't disagree with just about anything Lady D says. Now, she can get away with
some stuff I disagree with.
You let me finish. You know, let me finish. She can get away with a lot of shit because she's attractive.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And the rules do change. I had a nasty, no good bitch in here right before the show. And so for every one of Lady D, there's going to be somebody that's willing to be used as a faucet. Thank God for you bitches, and you keep coming too, because they ain't going to listen to her. Having said that, I'm truly appreciative of Lady D, because she pulls us back into the real world. So I love it. Thank you so much for being you, Lady D. But yes, indeed.
This is a test. This is only a test.
We're gonna need that reset from Tasha. Tasha, I need that reset button. Quick. Please. I mean, anybody tell you that they'll talk bad about you and they respect you at the same time, listen, y'all, that's a new one for me. only Lee Black can do that to y'all. All right. So
only Lee Black.
Listen, I just can't wait to see his Christmas cards this year.
You gonna have some red? You gonna have some red pants on them Christmas cards, Brother Black? You gonna be a Crip? You gonna be a Crip?
No, I will red top, not a bottom.
That's it. Last time I checked,
all red. It's gonna say ho ho bitches.
I was thinking he put condoms in his Christmas cards. I don't know.
This is a test.
Wait, they all got a different day of the week on it. This week. Okay, listen. Oh man, listen. Y'all just know we enjoy talking to each other, so it don't even matter. If y'all gotta go, just leave. Bye. See. Okay, so listen, quick question for my family. What is the what? Okay, Lee gonna answer this last. What is the wildest ride you've ever been on?
Oh boy.
And y'all know I don't mean it like that, but I know that's where everybody. But what is
I'm gonna be serious, Brent. The Texas Giant.
Okay, that's a road. Okay, all right. That thing will tear your back up, man, your neck. Yep. Okay, you're already getting ready. Yes, sir. What is the wildest ride you've ever been on?
You talking to Kenny or me?
You talking to me or Black?
Either one.
The wildest ride I've been on was with a woman that I didn't really want to ride with.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you.
See it, I wasn't even gonna go there. I'm gonna be nice. Coney Island.
Oh, thank you.
Coney Island Cyclone.
Okay, that's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Historic too.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, listen, let's take a look at this moment and then I'll have something to say. Kenny, I hope this is not the ride that you had.
¡Aquel torazo! ¡Ya le pegó arriba! ¡Ya le volvió a pegar! ¡Anda perdido el jinete! ¡Echen la mano! ¡Ayuden al andalego! ¡Ayuden paramédicos!
Was he awake for any of that?
No, he was knocked out from that first buck.
That first buck took him out. That's a new term for knuck if you buck right there, Doc.
Was that a real human? Because
Yes,
he
sir.
looked like a rag doll.
Yes, he
He
did.
really ain't even like a real person.
Yes, listen,
Man.
it's very strange when you see it visually, but some of y'all have been on them type of rides, you know what I'm saying, where you just really take a L from the beginning. And all I'm saying, listen, be careful about these rides y'all taking, because some of these things gonna knock y'all out from the jump. Boom, yes, sir. And so I just want y'all to be careful. Listen, and all I'm just saying is, at the end of the day, what did Kenny Ryder say? You got to know when to fold them.
That's right.
And that young man
Know when to hold him.
Yes, sir. And that young man could not get his boot off of that bull to save his life. So y'all stop holding on to these situations, man. Just holding on for dear life, because it just ain't gonna help. So I just appreciate that. So again, we appreciate Craig and we appreciate Sandra and all the other ones that was watching. And so we appreciate y'all. But listen, y'all, that's Kenny, that's Devin, and that's Black. And shout out to that lady that just left a few hours ago. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.